Hi, welcome to this video. In this video, I want to share with you 3 tips on how to crush your goals as an INTJ. So we're going to focus on 3 areas that includes your personality as an INTJ, and then your what's called productivity area, right? What do you need to be productive in? And then what's called the last one, which is what's called priorities or your primary goals. So let's get into the model. So my name is Duran Win. I'm a transformational coach, and I'm an INTJ, and I teach people how to get clear on their goals, visions, values, and purpose to really become more effective, productive, and more authentic as a human being. So in this model, there are three portions that you want to focus on. So first of all, you start with goals, right? The goals comes from what's called managing priorities. So all these 3 areas you need to be managing. So before we manage, there's an acronym that I came up with, which is called AMO, right? Awareness first. You need to be aware of your energy, your personality. So knowing your personality will allow you to manage your energy, because your energy, the way you use energy, the way you drain energy, the way you recharge, knowing what drains you, what your strengths are, they are all related to knowing your personality type. So being an INTJ, you have a certain energy pattern. The way you drain energy, the way you recharge is different from other types. So awareness first, right? And then M is measurement. So you need to track how you use your energy throughout the day, right? So all these, the acronym MO applies to all 3 areas. So your goals, managing your priorities, right? Your productivity, managing your projects and plans, and your environment, and then managing your personality, right? Your energy. So awareness first across all 3 areas, right? And then the second one is measurement, tracking and measuring, because you can't manage what you can't measure. So that's according to Stephen Covey, right? The late and the great leadership, educator, coach, teacher. So the one who wrote the 7 habits of highly effective people, right? So the second letter is measurement, and then the third letter is M, is management. So you need to measure before you can manage, right? So awareness, measurement, management, and then O is optimization. So managing and optimizing across all 3 areas. So we started with the goals. The goals come from your vision and your purpose. So your goals need to be based on what's important for you, what's important for your vision, what's important for you to achieve in the future, right? So we start with the end in mind and we work backwards. That's what your NI does, I said, as an INTJ. That's your dominant function, introverted intuition. So knowing your goals, knowing your vision and purpose. If you want to know how I approach this, how to work out your vision value, like where do they fit in, there is a link in the description below. And you should be able to download the sheet that I use to what I call INTJ Transformational Matrix, which is 9 grid, right? 9 rectangular grids that I use to fit in all these different, say where is your view? How do you work out your vision? Why do you need to be clear on your vision? Why they're important? All these different things that I'm saying. So right now, what I'm sharing with you is what I call the implementation stack. It's the second stack. There's the first stack is what I call an inspiration stack, and then an implementation stack, which is all about you taking action, knowing yourself, your being, doing, and having. And then the last stack is integration stack. That's what has to do with your woundings and healing, and that's where your purpose comes from, for your pain points, right? So I'm not going to talk about those in this video. I'm only going to focus on what's related to productivity, the middle stack. So if you want more detailed information, there should be a PDF link for you to download and a video for you to watch, a bonus 30-minute video, how I walk you through the model, the INTJ Transformational Matrix. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is your goals. So knowing your goals and knowing how to set goals, how to manage your goals is important. I'm not going to go into minute details in this video. I just want to be aware of the model and have a contextual awareness of how you need to see your goals, how you need to see yourself as an INTJ, how you need to see your environment for you to be productive in, right? So knowing your goals and your priorities, and it will work backwards. And the second thing is you need to know your personality type. So knowing that you are an INTJ, knowing how your cognitive functions, the type dynamic, meaning how your cognitive functions relate to each other, how they work together. There should be a link to the video for you to watch. I think it's one of the first or second video in the channel, what's on the channel. So personality type is something that you need to be aware of. So there's awareness. Then you need to know about, what motivates you, right? How your functions relate to your motivation. And that's where you need to manage yourself, right? There's another thing that I think Stephen Covey says the same. It's from the same author. Time management is a misnomer, right? You can't manage time because 24 hours, everybody has the same time, and you can only manage yourself, right? To be able to manage yourself, you need to measure yourself. It's like, how do you use energy? How do you, when do you function best, right? There's something called this ultradian rhythm. So it's like circadian rhythm, which is every 24 hours. But circadian rhythm is about every 90 minutes or 2 hours or so, your energy will go up and down. It will dip. So you need to be aware of those energy patterns and when you are most focused and productive compared to when you need to rest and relax a little bit and recharge. So that's knowing your personality. And then the third area is knowing how you need to be productive, right? Your productivity is based on your type and knowledge of your type. So why is that important to know your personality first before you focus on productivity? Is because your performance is different based on your energy, right? And you need to set up your environment, which is the context of the context of your productivity, right? The environment contains the area or the space for you to be productive in. So for example, INTJs are very sensitive to noise. They're very sensitive to, because of their SE inferior, right? They're very sensitive to interruptions. Visual clutter and noise are the two main things, right? They need to have space. When they feel like they don't have access to like plenty of space in front of them, they can kind of affect their focus and their ability to think and focus and be productive in. So knowing those things will help you structure an environment so that it's optimal for your productivity. So goals first, right? That's where your priority comes from. It's based on your goals. Your goals are based on your vision and your purpose. And then we work backwards. And then you start with you, knowing your personality type, and then knowing how your functions work, how you recharge and drain energy. That includes exercising, nutrition, your meals, right? Having nutritious meals, knowing what takes away your energy. So for example, carbs, right? Simple carb and complex carbs, meaning if you eat white rice, it's easier for you to get hungry. So you get a sugar spike and then you go hungry fast. Whereas if you eat something with, I guess it was with complex carb, you have more sustained energy. So I'm not going to go into details here, but it's something for you to be aware of is nutrition. It's like what you eat, what you put in your body affects your energy and your focus because everything is related. So you need to be focusing on everything that relates to you as what you take into your body, how your mental functions function, right? What drains your energy, what charges you, what recharges you. Are you annoyed by noise, distractions, right? All these things you need to be aware of and managed. And then you need to manage your environment, which is the context of your productivity. So structuring your environment to include the best lighting, the best, spaciousness for you to think, and things like that will encourage you, will help your productivity. And then the goals are your emergence. right? So energy, environment, emergent, which is the end in mind, the end goal. The end goal becomes an emergent, meaning something that emerges out of you managing your energy and managing your environment and productivity. So I hope it's helpful for you to think that way. Let me know if you have any feedback, any questions, anything that you want me to talk about in terms of productivity, achieving goals, managing yourself, authenticity, right? Things that are related to your feeling process. As INTJs, we're very sensitive. And if you don't work on your, I guess, tertiary process or FI, that you need to be right and have a lot of ego defenses, then it can be a challenge for you to be productive using your extroverted thinking. So everything plays together, and I want you to have the models for you to, because INTJs think they think very differently, and they think in models. So these are the models that I'm sharing with you, so that it's helpful for you to think about yourself and your approach to life and productivity in general and effectiveness in general, so that it's kind of helpful for you to be in that mind frame of, I think, easily accessing. Because if you can't think clearly, if you don't have the models to help you think clearly, then it's kind of confusing, and it affects your feeling and it affects the whole thing, right? So that's it. If you like the video, if you like the concept that I'm sharing, if these are useful for you, please give us a thumb up, and also subscribe to the channel. I'll be making more videos like this. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment below. There should be a link for you to join a INTJ exclusive Facebook group that INTJs who are growth and personal development oriented, who want to be working on themselves, who want to, I think, do healing, growth and transformation, and want to self-actualize. So yeah, and there should also be some resources in the description for you to check out. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.